Potent Pondering back with another video. Yo, please come and thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, hit all notifications so you have my videos in your possession each and every time I go live or I do upload. Shout out to all of my new subscribers, my returning subscribers. Yo, I want to start this video off by saying rest in peace to Mariah Carey's mother and her sister. So this past weekend, Mariah Carey, she lost her mother and her sister on, I believe it was Saturday or Sunday. But anyway, I want to get into this article from People magazine. Mariah Carey confirms her mother Patricia and sister Allison both died on the same day. My heart is broken. So this is an exclusive, exclusive report to the People magazine. So Mariah Carey said, "I appreciate everyone's love and support and respect for my privacy during this impossible time." All right. So Mariah Carey's mom, Patricia, and sister Allison died on the same day over the weekend. People can confirm. My heart is broken that I have lost my mother this past weekend. Sadly, in a tragic turn of events, my sister lost her life in the same day. The Grammy Award winning singer, 55 years old, said in an exclusive statement to People magazine, "I feel blessed that I was able to spend the last week with my mom before she passed." As Mariah, "I appreciate everyone's love and support during this and support and respect my privacy during this impossible time." So no details, including Patricia and Allison's cause of death are known at this time. What I don't like, and I understand that websites have to be more complete and they have to like tell a story, but then they could immediately start talking about Mariah Carey's past relationship with her mom and her sister. So they said Patricia, who was previously married to Alfred Ray Carey, was a Juilliard-trained opera singer and vocal coach before the couple welcomed Allison, Mariah, and son Morgan. The parents later divorced when the hero singer was 3 years old. Mariah's relationship with her mother, from whom her vocal talents were inherited, was complicated throughout her life. Like many aspects of my life, my journey with my mother has been full of contradictions and competing realities. It's never been in only black and white. It's been a whole rainbow of emotions, she wrote in her 2020 memoir. So our relationship is a prickly rope of pride, pain, shame, gratitude, jealousy, admiration, and disappointment, continued Mariah in the book. A complicated love tethers my heart to my mother's. All right. So it went on to say, despite their ups and downs, Mariah maintained a relationship with her mother. In 2010, they came together for ABC's Mariah Carey's "Merry Christmas to You," and they performed a festive mother and daughter duet of the "Oh Come Y'all Faithful Hallelujah" chorus. So Mariah Carey and also dedicated her memoir in part to Patricia and to Pat, my mother, who through it all, I do believe actually did the best that she could. She wrote, "I will love you the best way that I can always." So Mariah's relationship with Allison was also quite complex. The star wrote in the memoir that it was, at least at that time, emotionally and physically safer for me to not have any contact. So she said that in regards to her sister. So that was the end of the article. Rest in peace to Mariah Carey. I couldn't imagine losing my mother and my sibling. I have a brothers, I couldn't imagine losing them all on one day. So I know that has to be traumatic. I want to say this, I'd be so worried about airing certain things out about not airing it out, but we all human. I feel like sometimes that's the blockage of not sharing those stories, because I hate to say that things are dysfunctional with me and one of my brothers, or, I hate to say that, but it's just reading that, and she's a star and the magnitude, the level that she's on, and she's sharing that. It's just certain things I like to remain sacred, but am I holding myself back from not connecting? I don't know. I have to run that through the ringer of my mind. But nonetheless, rest in peace to Mariah Carey's mother and her sister. That has to be a hard pill to swallow, all in one day. Anyway, I want to move on. So the next thing I want to talk about is Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj announced her Deluxe Roman Reloaded Gag City Deluxe album will be dropping on September 13th. So we need everybody to make sure that your money is up. I don't know if Nicki's going to do a pre-order for it. Make sure that you're supporting it, and that the fans is going up for that. Now, this came on the heels of earlier today. There was a channel, Conscious. He came out with a video with some interrogation footage from Kenneth Petty. that was showing like the interview from, I guess, the date that the whole situation with Jennifer Hugh happened, right? So I watched some of it, and what I got from it is that he was saying in the footage that he seen Jennifer that day, but she didn't end up coming to the house. It was just they were just rehashing the situation. If you stumble across that video and watch it, you watch it. But to me, like, this is the way that I feel about this, right? It's like when people are bringing it up now in the 2024, it's like, what is the purpose? Now, I know how it goes with content creators, especially when you have a certain niche on YouTube, whether that's into the exposing or like exclusive, like things like that. I don't really I don't do exclusives on my channel. I kind of like talk about what's going on and I kind of build around that, right? But to me, it more so feels like a sabotage to Nicki Minaj. It's like every time when she comes out and it's time for her to do her tours or it's time for a CD or any type of release, it's like these people come out the woodworks and they try to they come out with the woodworks and they try to like build these stories. And it's like this thing with Kenneth, it's like, this came from like 1993. Now, me personally, I've also accepted the fact that who Nicki Minaj is, the magnitude of her superstar, and who she chooses to be with. So this is one of those things that will, unfortunately, it will follow her. I mean, I know that she's in love with Kenneth Petty and everything like that, but it's just like these are the things that are going to follow her throughout her career, and it will, rear its ugly head or whatever, whichever way that people who don't fully understand how Nicki's role in it. And when I mean by Nicki's role, I feel like Nicki didn't do any of this. She wasn't the one involved in this whole situation, this whole conundrum that took place with Jennifer Huff and Kenneth Petty. Whatever happened, she's not involved in it. I find myself when it comes to Nicki and her husband, I let that be her life. That's, she has a son with Kenneth or whatever backlash or whatever has come forth to her, I can honestly say that she's fought through it because she's had a successful sold out tour. She's had a successful album. So she continues to push us through those things. But I do think sometimes it can throw a damper over her. But maybe she's to the point in her career, she's so built up. I don't think she really cares anymore. I think what Nicki cares about is having generational wealth for her family, more so like, being able to take care of her son, live comfortably. And of course, she's a queen of rap. So to me, I've already accepted that who she's with, that's going to follow her. So seeing this footage, it didn't make me feel like I'm not going to support Nicki anymore, anything like that. Now, if I had to say, who am I to say? I mean, I really don't. I don't care who she dates. I just know that if she dates, marries, but if she's with Kenneth, this is something that's going to follow her. But I don't think Nicki cares though, because it's just like soon as that news came out, oh, y'all bubbling about that. Nicki released the Deluxe album news. It's just like, Nicki, listen, I'm not saying that she intentionally did that to shut it down, but Nicki know how to work this shit. She like, oh, y'all over there, I'm back. Now I'm about to bring the attention right back over here. You know what I'm saying? So I do truly believe that, especially with her tour on the horizon, everything like that, I do think that a lot of things are calculated. They know that. It's just like when it's comeback season for her, there's always something going on with some sort of hater. And I'm not saying that it's conscious TV. I mean, he's a content creator. So I believe that what happens is that these people, they scout and they root out and they find these content creators and they like, oh, who could we send it through? I do believe that it was something to do with Storm Monroe, because the way that he was promoting it too, something was a little just weird about that. It was like he was going hard with promoting it too, unless he was just supporting him from a content creator standpoint, which I understand that too, because I have certain people who I like as well. But that kind of like made me like Storm is promoting this extra hard too. So who knows? It could have been something that came through the pipeline to Storm, and maybe he was just like, oh, let me give it to Conscious. I'm already going through it with Cardi B or whatever. That's just how my mind works, because I know how things go with people. And Storm, he probably just ain't feel like wanting to blast that like that fully either. But he was definitely promoting it online. So listen, I want to know what you think about this. Like, why do you think these people keep trying to like keep trying? I feel like what they're trying to do is they're trying to embarrass Nicki. Nicki already married who she's married. She has a child with him. Like, these people are ingrained forever. They're entwined forever. And I think that Nicki just doesn't care. I think that we're coming up through the industry and Nicki like doing her thing, getting rich, making her mark in hip hop and female hip hop. I just don't think that she cares. Like, to be honest with you, do you understand that her response was today when she went on her Instagram page and she posted all of those photos? It's like she flooded her timeline. She flooded it. Did you see all them pictures that she posted with Kenneth Petty today? She did that the other day too. She's trying to let y'all know to look in this camera, understand that I don't care. I don't care what you say. You know what I'm saying? So listen, I feel like if you're gonna be with somebody like that who has a track record, then you gotta be able to own it. You gotta show that, listen, you can't permeate anything over here. Like you can't penetrate anything over here. You're not gonna throw any have any bouts of cause her to have any bouts of self-doubt. Um wanting her to leave her husband or anything, because I just feel like it is what it is. It's just like, that was 1993, 2003, 2013, 2022. That's like almost 21 years ago. It's like how, you can't hold these people. If she wasn't Nicki Minaj, just wouldn't be resurfacing like that. It would just, you understand what I'm saying? So you got to realize who she is and why they're doing this, right? And this is why she posted her deluxe album. I need all of y'all, as soon as that pre-order link go up, make sure that you go and support that. I want to make my message also very clear. I'm not a person who condones any type of assault or any type of SA or anything towards women. Don't get my message confused. What I'm trying to say is that I'm a fan of Nicki Minaj. Fully 100%, right? Who she chooses to date is who she chooses to date. They have a history, they go way back, or whatever the case may be. That has nothing to do with me. I'm not a fan of Kenneth Petty. I'm a fan of Nicki Minaj. And with being a fan of her, that's her husband and that's who she loves. And Nikki is gonna ride. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. That whole situation that kind of like spiraled out with her and Megan when it was just like, worried about Megan's law. This is why Nikki came back biting. Like Nikki gave her promotion and everything. How I feel is because the way that she came at Kenneth and she wanted him to show, how y'all women do when a girl come at your man, you gotta show him that like, oh, I love him and I gotta go XYZ and I'm about to go hard. I believe that's why she did that, but I don't think it was worth it. You understand? But these girls, especially these New York girls, they ride. They're gonna ride out for theirs. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, face the situation like this. That happened back in 1993. It's 2020, 24. We about to go in 2020, 25. For number one, how long can you hold something against a person? It's been 20 years, 20, 21 years, how long are you supposed to hold almost 22 years? How long are you supposed to hold something against a person? And then also with supporting someone like Nicki, you have to realize, number one, I want the fans to know this. Number one, that's a choice who she chose to marry. So anything that's related to that situation is unfortunately going to follow her. I think that she's fully accepted that and she swallowed the pill and realized, what it is when it comes to like being associated with Kenneth Petty. And I really just don't think she cares. In this industry game, these people play these perfect pictures and you got to be perfect, super perfect, perfect. Everybody's perfect. I know Nikki knows that her life is not perfect. He tried to embarrass her with the situation with her brother that she had no control over, tried to say that she was feeding money into the situation, which she wasn't, So it's just like Nikki can't win for losing. So I think that in her mind, she just reached a point where fuck it, I'm not perfect. Like, I don't want to be perfect. And yeah, you could call I'm the bad guy. Since what she says, you bitches need a bad guy, I'm the bad guy. Point blank. Point blank, listen, potent, pondering, never pandering. I want to know what you think about this. Don't let these people get through your mind. If you support Nikki, this is how I rationalize the situation. Nikki is dating who she wants to date. Unfortunately, things like today with this interrogation video coming out, they're going to do things like that to try to embarrass her or whatever. But I think Nikki, the way that she styled like a bad bitch up in a pulpit, she did a photo dump with Kenny on the timeline today. Like, listen, I'm about to unload the clip on all of y'all. What you think you doing? Huh? What you think you doing? You ain't doing nothing. Pink Friday 2, Roman Reloaded 9/13, September 13th, Friday the 13th coming out. And I did a photo dump of photos. Like, huh? What you bitches think you stopping? Huh? Ain't stopping nothing. Potent, pondering, never pandering. I need your comments below. Again, rest in peace to Mariah Carey's mom and her sister. My heart go out to her. Like, listen, that's a hard pill to swallow. Her saying that she ain't want to be near her sister either, and then going through that with her mother. I mean, I know that's hard. A lot of women I know go through that when their mothers is jealous of them and stuff. That has to be hard. I'm gonna be honest with you. Even though my life is not perfect, having a mom who's just not been who is supportive and all of that, that's all I know. Supportive, will give you your last dollar, will support you. That's all I know. So my heart goes out to anybody who has who goes through that turmoil with their parents, because listen, that has to, in this cold world of who loves you really and organically and all of that, I can imagine that that's a hard pill to swallow when you're going through bouts of doubt and do you love me or whatever the case may be with your mother, and do you like me? Even that's even, worse. Ooh. So listen, and get in the comments and let me know what you think about Nicki Minaj situation. They trying to expose her. Our girl came out in style. She styled like a bad bitch. Drop that release date. Like, huh? Pink Friday 2 Rumor Reloaded, September 13th. Make sure that you cop. Make sure we're bringing Pink Friday 2 back to the top of the chart. So you already know what it is. You know what it is. Potent Pondering. Listen, I'm up out of here. Make sure that you support the channel. The Cash App is in the description of the video. Yeah, I'm up out of here. Peace.